This is Tim from Your6 Studios. Today in this video, I'm going to go and show you how to fix the broken R2 and the L2 buttons on your PlayStation 5 controller and replace the springs inside of them. So let's go ahead and jump the video right now. So your R2 trigger may be broken on your PlayStation 5 controller and it simply just doesn't work very well anymore. Or you may have an uneven pressure. Now you can go on to Amazon or on eBay and you can buy a bag full of springs and R2 buttons and L2 buttons for relatively cheap. And this will cost you about $5 for like a dozen of them. And you can easily replace the broken springs inside your controller. So let's open up our controller and replace one of the springs. Now first we have to take off this black face plate right here. And if you have like a plastic tool with an edge, you're going to lift up on the side here. And this will remove the face cover. So let's do that now. And you may be able to get this with your fingernail as well. So let's lift this up now. And just peel this all the way back. Boom. And now that's off. Now you want to remove the L1 and the R2 button. So take your plastic piece once again and lift up right in the middle of the button. And that should just pop off. And you can put this to the side. Let's do this one. And once you remove this, there will be 4 screws you need to remove. It's going to be one here, 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 and here. So let's remove 4 of those screws right now and then replace the spring. So this should be relatively quick to remove all 4 of them. So let's get this one out of the way. Put this to the side, take out this screw, and if you have a magnetic screwdriver, this makes keeping the screw on top of your screwdriver a lot easier, and it doesn't fall back inside the controller then by accident. So almost got this one. Now let's get the 2 on the bottom. So magnetic screwdriver is definitely helpful when working with any kind of small electronics like this. And removing the back cover is relatively easy as well. Now you do have to be aware of the latches. Some people may just try to take it off without undoing the latches. So right near the headphone jack there's 2 little latches. You want to take your small plastic tool and just cause some separation in between those. So just about got that one. Then get this one on the other side. Okay, so those are unlatched. Now go to the side of the controller and just create separation right here. Just like that, and go to the opposite side here. So the PlayStation 5 controller is a lot easier to take apart than the PS4 controller by far, I think. Now you can just lift this up over the triggers, and boom! Now we can see inside here. And here's our R2 and the L2. So let's go to the R2 button now, and let's just replace that spring. So first we have to take it up. And for the battery, just hold it and make sure it doesn't fall out on you. So here is the small spring that we are going to replace. And I'm going to leave the button in there. On the PlayStation 4 controller, the buttons would actually be broken, but on the PS5 controller, that doesn't seem to be a common problem. Now to take this out, if you have a small little pincer tool, kind of like this, it makes it so much easier. So let's get this with my tool and just grasp the spring. And you can kind of see there's a place where it kind of just rests in here. So let's remove this. Okay, so I grabbed it and here it is, just like that. Then go to your bag and get a new spring. So after you take out the new spring from your bag, it's going to be somewhat difficult to put in. It's going to require a lot of dexterity. And I'm going to take this small spring and I'm going to put it on this little piece right here. So let's feed it in. And if you have very small fingers, this will be a lot easier for you. So let's put it on right here. Otherwise, you might need to use your tool. So put it on just like that. Then hold one side with your thumb. Make sure it's not going to fly off on you. Then you're going to just maneuver it back down where it was. You can kind of see where you want to put it. Right in between here. So let's take this and then just bend it back where it was. Right about there. And there it goes. It went flying off on me. I just about had it. And I highly suggest, if you are doing this, do it in an area where if the spring does go flying, it's not going to be lost on the carpet. So just pay attention to the floor and the environment you're in so you can actually see this small little spring, because it's nearly impossible. So let's just bend this back now and we'll get it this time. Okay, so I finally got it in there. Just gonna make sure it's all the way down here and flush. Doesn't look like it's going to be coming off. Alright, so I finally got it in there, and you can see it just goes in between these two plastic pieces. And my thumbstick is now working pretty well again. And it's not making any sounds or anything, so we should be good to go. Let's put the battery back on, and then put the cover back on. So we replaced that one side, and my other side is good. So let's take my back plate here and put it on just like this. So it rests against the bottom, and then just lift it down here. Good. Then take all your screws, and you can put those back in right now. Then we'll put the L1 and the R1 buttons back on in a second. So you got 4 screws to put on once again. So let's put this one on. Then the 2 on the bottom of the controller. Alright, so all 4 screws are in. Let's get the L1 and the R1 buttons to snap in. So here's my L1 button. Just align it and then push it back in. And it should snap in without too much effort. Boom, just like that. Let's take the other side here. Snap that back in. Now let's take our faceplate and align it with the little holes on the touchpad and just put these points in the hole. And then just snap it down and push in. Make sure it's flush on the bottom here. Just snap that down as well. So here's our R2 button now. And it's feeling pretty good. So hopefully this video did indeed help you guys out fix your broken R2 or L2 button on your PlayStation 5 controller. If it did, go and leave it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below for more tech out videos coming up next on Your Six Studios.